What's up, y'all? So this is going to be part 2 of my Falcon and Winter Soldier Viking video. And pretty much my thought process when I was painting this was really trying to nail that Winter Soldier vibe. Trying to create something that really fit that his aesthetic, with the black face paint. And I'm a sucker for the first appearance Winter Soldier when he had the black face paint. The long scruffy hair. Or I shouldn't say scruffy, but the long messy hair with the part down the middle. And the decision to give him the wolf head just felt natural. He has that mysterious kind of, intimidating aspect about him. And just the wolf head just seemed like the right fit for his stoic nature. However, I didn't armor him up as much as I did Falcon. I figured that would add to that also. That stoic, kind of lone wolf badass temperament that he has to him. So, and as far as my painting process is concerned, you're gonna see me using lines to add in detail throughout the piece. A lot of painters say, don't use lines. Like that's not a good basis for the whole drawing process. But fuck that. I like to use lines, and it's gonna be apparent in my painting process. I also was really proud of my progress as far as showing muscle definition in my pieces. I feel like I really did that pretty decently here. Anyhow, you guys can be a judge of that. Anyhow, I guess this wouldn't be much of a tutorial if I didn't try to teach you guys anything. So, I guess I'll try to leave you with 4 steps that I try to implement in my drawing process. I'll start off with my rough sketch, as you saw in the beginning of this video. Give me any sort of, roughness that you feel comfortable with whatever you're trying to go for. It could be slightly detailed or just be like super scribbly. Is usually what I do. I go for the scribbles and then it starts all coming together. The second thing I put down is my base tones. Just flat colors that pretty much make up the shapes of what I'm trying to make. Shape of the body, the torso, the arms, the face, any sort of clothing. It's just all shapes in flat colors. And then what you're going to try to do next is your your shadows. And I start off as a drawer, like a sketcher, a painter. So I always do lines when I try to put in my shadows. I like to start outlining it first. And then fill that in with just like, a pencil or pencil approach. Or I'll use a big brush. This is kind of where I got my whole painting learning. That's where I took away from learning how to paint. Just using a big brush for fucking everything. Putting down shadows. Just using like a big brush. And it's all up to you and what texture you want to use as far as what kind of brush. Really like the flat brush. If you're using Procreate, the flat brush is fine. It's pretty versatile to use for a lot of different things. And that's on my hotkey for my favorites right now. And which is also very important to make a favorites folder. Kind of select some brushes that you're really comfortable with using that pretty much go for the technique that you're trying to implement. Excuse me. And with that, the last thing you're going to try to do is lighting. And lighting is still something that I'm struggling with, that I'm trying to learn how to do. But, practice makes perfect. Study. Always use reference. There are people that'll tell you not to use reference, but reference, that's how you're going to learn. Paying attention to what things actually look like, what the real world looks like. And you may have heard this before, but it's not all about what brush you use, it's how you use it. It's not a matter of having the best brush, the best stuff. It's all about skill. It's all about how you implement those tools. And back to the whole reference thing. I've had some friends tell me, like, hey, I painted this or I drew this without using reference at all. And it's like, okay, like, what's the point if you don't know what a nose looks like? Like, you can't be Kim Jong-il without putting the hours of studying the human form, studying whatever you want to study, whatever your subject matter of your work is. You have to know what the natural form of things looks like. You know, the muscle definitions and forms of, you know, human faces. Like, you have to know what you're drawing before you feel comfortable or before you even try to draw without reference. Like Kim Jong-il does. Like, he just puts pen to paper, dome to paper, without looking at his iPhone in any sort of circumstance. At least, I haven't seen him do that yet. But what Kim Jong-il did was practice the basics. And you'll hear that a lot too. Practicing the basics is very important. And I was in that space before also, where I just wanted to be great right off the bat. I didn't want to put in the boring work of drawing an arm 5 times. Which even now I need to stress that to myself, that I can't just draw something right off the bat that I don't know how to draw. You have to study that, whatever that may be. And you know what? Let's just have a heart-to-heart in the comment section. You know, whatever you're struggling with currently, as far as your art is concerned, you know, write that down in the comments, because it's something that someone else may be struggling with too. Oh, and yes, I am giving Winter Soldier a robotic Viking arm. This is fucking Winter Soldier. I started off drawing him with just a normal arm, but I was like, wait, give him his robotic arm. I don't care how historically inaccurate it is. Like, this is my mind, my work, my playfulness with the idea of Viking Winter Soldier. So yeah. And also, going back to the steps of the painting process. You know, of course, you start with the rough scribble dibble. You know, your rough sketch. Then you go off to your base tones. You know, your flat colors, your flat forms. And then you transition to your shadows. And then lastly, you know, it's going to be your lighting. And what I'm adding in here is the constant variable of sketching out your forms, your body parts, like your noses, your eyes. Because you know, as you're creating your shadows and putting your lighting in, what I do anyways is I gotta go back to different things, and I'm sketching in different forms, you know, because for me it's not all just flat tones. Yeah, I grew up sketching, so sketching's what I do. Yeah, I mix in a little bit of the painting process with sketching. And I always find myself, you know, going back in and sketching in different details. So yeah, that's kind of my constant variable in my work. Alright, y'all. I hope y'all learned yourself something. Or just, related to something that I was blabbling about through this entire video. But hopefully my next video will be a gaming video. I want to start doing some gaming stuff. That's a passion of mine also, not just painting, but gaming. Whatever that might be. I'm thinking it might be Witcher or Age of Calamity. Oh, there's just this other game, like, I don't know what the fuck this game is, but it's ridiculous. It's called Succubus Prologue. Might do that. So expect one of those 3. Alright, thanks guys for watching, and have y'all a good one.